Hey everyone, so I'm excited. We are back with a eyeshadow tutorial. So this one is going to be a little bit bolder. We are playing with a color that I actually love. Now, I'm going to come out and say I have blue eyes, as you guys see. And of course, typical like makeup rules that you might hear is that if you have blue eyes, you can't wear blue eyeshadow. Well, guess what? We are doing blue eyeshadow today. This is the gorgeous Addiction Shadow Palette number 4. Okay, so we have a bunch of Addiction Shadow Palettes. This one is gorgeous. So of course we have a lot of neutral shades in here, but then we also have the blues. For today's look, we are going to be sticking to these gorgeous blue shades, and then we are also going to go in with this one. So I will explain exactly what we're doing here in a minute. So if you are excited to see this eyeshadow look, stick around. To accomplish this look, we are going to be using 4 shades out of this palette and my favorite 4 brushes. I have my brows done. I have my face done. We have eye primer on our eye. We are all ready to go. So here is the palette we're going to be working with. So the first shade we're going to go in with is right here. This is called Cheerful. We're going to be using this for more of a crease color, kind of into the outer corner, but more as our crease. Then this darker navy is Triumphant. This is going to be our outer corner color to really smoke out the eye. Then we are going to work with Honest. That is going to be our lid shade. So like I said, we're going to stick with these 3 blues. And then to finish off the look, we are going to go in with Tender. This is one of my favorite highlighter shades ever. So this is going to be for our inner duct and also under the brow for our highlight. Now for brushes, we're going to use my typical 4 main brushes that I usually always use, which is going to be our fluffy crease brush, our sponge angled brush, which I use the angled end for my lids. Our blending brush, cannot live without this. And then we are going to use our small crease brush to kind of help smoke out the eye at the end. Start this look off, we are going to go in with Cheerful. This is this gorgeous matte blue. This is going to be our crease color. And of course, I'm going to use my fluffy crease brush because this brush literally cannot live without. Now, one suggestion I have for you, when you're using darker shades, the best thing to do is to use a little at a time. I kind of try to get a little bit on, I blend, a little bit more, I blend. They are going to work so much easier and you're going to get a better blend out of just using a small amount of the time instead of just throwing a lot of shadow on at once. So you really want to build up the shade until you're really happy with the outcome, and then we'll move to the next color. Now, it's looking pretty dark, pretty crazy, but I promise you, we are going to fix all of this. I have a tendency to really take my time blending and getting those corners done, but we of course are going to clean up this corner towards the end, so I'm just gonna look a little crazy for a little bit. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and finish off the lid shade. So we are gonna go in with this gorgeous light blue, which is called Honest. So as you guys see, I did kind of drag this a little bit onto the outer corner. I didn't stick just in my crease. We are going to finish off this lid and get this really blended up into the crease. Didn't mean to show you my broken nail. Okay, so that's looking gorgeous so far. Like I said, it still looks a little crazy, but I promise we're gonna fix everything. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other lid and then we'll be back. All right, I think that's looking great so far. So we are going to go in with our darkest shade, which is Triumphant. So this is a really dark navy shade. It is matte, so it's great for an outer corner, great to smoke out the eye, which is exactly what we're doing. So I am going to take my fluffy crease brush, the same brush I used for my crease, and we're going to be taking this shade and we're going to be sticking just in the outer corner, and that's going to give it that smokiness, give it that depth and a little bit of dimension. So the same thing with the darker shades. We're not going to go in heavy. We're going to add a little bit, kind of blend it out and just keep building that color up until we're super satisfied with what we see. All right, I think that just finished the look off completely. It really, really gave it that smokiness effect. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clean up the corners of our eye, and then we're gonna add the highlight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use exactly what I use for my concealer. Now, if you use a brush, you can do the same thing. I use a blending bud. This thing is been through a lot. So he needs to be cleaned, but this, I'm not going to add anything to it, but it is going to have a little leftover concealer on it from when I do my under eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this with a mirror and I am just going to tap this right on the outer corner of my eye. So what this is doing is, yes, it's cleaning up this edge, but it's also taking the same color concealer up my face so that we're not using any other product. It's just literally just a little bit of leftover product, but see how clean that looks compared to a little bit of craziness over here. It just looks nice and clean. So I don't really like my eyes like a very sharp line, but I do like it clean. So I kind of just did it as like a little swoop up. I don't know. How do you explain that? So the same thing over here. And like I said, I am just taking it. There's nothing added to the product or the blending bud. It's just literally just leftover product. And I'm just tapping right on that corner just so that we can kind of clean that up. Okay. So it looks nice and precise and clean, but all we did is literally just take over leftover product. That's it. Okay, time to move to our highlighter. So I'm going to use this is just a color cleaner. If for some reason you hear any like noises in my videos, that's all it is. So I did clean my brushes ahead of time, but this just pulls product off because we're going to reuse this brush. So this is a sponge angle and we are going to go in with Tender. This is literally my favorite color in the world. I love this for a highlight, but it also looks bomb on the, like on your lid. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this in my inner duct and also under the brow like usual. And we're going to get this eye look brightened back up. All right, so I think this eye look is looking amazing. I'm such a fan of blues. So what I am going to do is I am going to add just a little bit underneath of the eye. I am actually going to go in with Honest, and I'm going to use my small crease brush. I'm going to go in with Honest, and then a little bit, I'm going to kind of mix these two just to drag the outer corner underneath the eye. And this is just going to bring that down and just really, really create that smokiness under the eye. Okay, ladies, and there you have it. So this is our look. Now, I'm not done yet, obviously. We're going to add some lips, we're going to add some lashes, and we're going to get this look finished off. But of course, I'm going to do that off camera. Of course, we're going to do a very light nude lip. When I do a really, really dark eye, I love it just with a nude lip. I feel like a darker lip or a colored lip just is a little bit too much for makeup looks. That's just my personal opinion. So I'm going to jump off camera. I'm going to finish up this look and I will be back to show you the finished product when I'm done. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this look for today, and I want to remind you of something. There's no rules when it comes to makeup. You put on the colors you want, you apply it the way that you want it. The biggest thing about it is that you feel confident and you love the way that you look. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It doesn't matter about any crazy makeup rules. You throw on exactly what's gonna make you feel confident and ready to take on your day. So stay beautiful, stay confident, and I will see you soon.